Hey, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee with Jen and Sharon. We are editors at Your Teen Magazine who are also good friends IRL in real life. Sharon and I actually used to do this from my basement or her living room pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
And now we realized, even though we're both vaccinated, that this is like easier, you know?
This actually works better because, you don't have to look at each other and when you're sitting this close on the couch.
Yeah, we had to like basically be in each other's laps to both be in the screen.
And so this way work better.
And this way it doubles your chance of getting a pet visit because both Sharon and I have cats. So some random cat may wander into the screen. So there's a plus. Yeah. So we're talking about food today, right?
We are. And I want to start by saying what?
Okay, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I want everybody to drop in the chat what they're having for dinner tonight, if they know.
Oh, yes, because I need some ideas, please. I was going to say,
Jen?
As usual, I have something completely off topic to discuss before we get to the real topic at hand. I just want to tell you, because we're talking about pandemic-y type stuff, I haven't used cash in I'm going to say conservatively 6 to 8 months. I just don't. I mean, everything we do is online, whatever you're doing, or it's a credit card. I haven't needed cash forever. But we recently did a little over the weekend getaway, which meant we had to hire a cat sitter. And I probably could Venmo her, but I like to get cash. I think it's exciting to get cash. So I went to the ATM to get cash, and I my brain is broke. I couldn't remember how to do it. I was totally, I felt like I was like Patrick in SpongeBob when he's trying to order the burger. I'm like, how do I do this? And I'm staring at the screen because it says, we're charging you $4 for this transaction. I'm like, what the? No, this is my bank. You don't charge me for my transactions. I'm getting really hot under the collar. And then it has the audacity to tell me I used the wrong PIN. I'm like, oh no, I didn't. We went away for a second. Did we go away?
Yeah, okay. It wasn't just me. I saw you freeze. I didn't know if it was me or you. And I didn't get to hear what happened after your PIN got rejected.
Okay, well, here's the punchline. I was using a diner's card or something. It wasn't my ATM card at all.
Oh my gosh, Jen, you are rusty.
I'm so rusty. So, my brain is broken. Help me.
It's my husband has this savings account that just gets a little bit of money because it has an ATM near where he works, but he hasn't been at work. He hasn't been going out to lunch. So He hasn't been withdrawing that, $40, $60, whatever. Mm-hmm. And they were telling him that his account was inactive because he hadn't withdrawn from the ATM in so long.
That wouldn't have surprised me if that was what I got. I mean, that was really how do you do this? We have to relearn how to be in the world again. And I guess part of that is going to the grocery store and maybe making more of our meals instead of just, ordering.
Well, we have to share Christina's.
Oh, okay.
What she's having for dinner tonight. Probably popcorn from Baseball Concessions. Well, I'm really happy for you, Christina, that you're going out into the world. That's good news. See, this is in our vaccinated world or getting there. We're able to go and do things again.
Exactly. Christina, I want to know, is this a Major League Baseball game or is this a Little League Baseball game?
Yeah.
And if so, I'm impressed that you even have a concession stand because I think that's a luxury.
That's one of those things they make the parents work, right? Isn't that part of the...
Yes. Just shoot me. Yes.
So, Jen, let me ask you some questions about food, all right?
I didn't study for this quiz.
No, you don't know what's coming. Okay, so it's last minute. You're like, oh, shoot. I've got to run to the grocery store because I'm out of, what is it usually? What's the biggest culprit?
Dinner. I'm out of dinner. I just did this week. It was yesterday, actually. Was it yesterday? No, it was Monday. What day is today? Wednesday. Okay.
Wednesday.
Monday at 5:30, I texted my husband in the basement and said, we have nothing for dinner. I am going to the grocery store and I will return. And I felt like I was hunting and foraging in the grocery store. And I have a little confession to make. So if you live where I live, please keep this to yourself. But I went to the prepared foods section of our local grocery store that you and I both like to shop at. And I got something and I put it in the cart, and then I drove around the grocery store for a few minutes and I had regretment. I was like, I don't think he's going to like this. And I'm not even sure if I'm going to like it. And then I passed the rotisserie chicken thing and I looked at that and it smelled good and it was ready to eat that instant. So I just very carefully put the prepared food back in the refrigerated section with some of the other prepared foods. And I took that rotisserie chicken and I ran.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to report you to the grocery store authorities for that one.
Is that bad?
Well, the food is probably still fine, right? It's just that
I didn't touch it.
Yeah,
it's packaged. It's ready to eat. Just I didn't want to eat it. I had second thoughts.
Well, it's funny that I will forgive it, and I'm sure our viewers will too. The funny thing is that rotisserie chicken. I was gonna bring this up because one of my questions was when you can't decide what to do for dinner. Because it's that last minute, I have nothing prepared. I just want to grab something easy that people will eat.
Yeah.
What do you get? Is the rotisserie chicken?
Well, that works. When it's just the two of us, it works because we both eat meat. Our girls are vegetarian or picatarian in one case. Like one of them will occasionally, I call her a meat camel. She eats meat like once a month and that's good for her. No judgment. I think that's probably the best way to be, but I'm a carnivore. I like meat. So when it's all of us and we have to decide, I'm afraid that the default is usually pizza. And that is not doing good things for my body. So,
is this homemade pizza or ordering out pizza?
Yeah, sometimes. Well, that's the thing. Like there's so many different kinds of pizza that you can count them differently. There's frozen pizza. That's a whole genre. And we have but then again, we have to have two, like one that has the meat, one that has the cheese usually. There's the, takeout pizza from your local pizza place you like, and then you could do halvesies. So that works. And then I do make a very good homemade pizza using the pre-made dough that's at our local grocery store where I had regretment about the choice.
But the prepared food was probably returned right next to the pizza dough balls and the
ding, ding, ding. You're correct. So what about you? What's your go-to when everybody's grumpy and they need to eat right now, but you don't want to get takeout? What do you do?
There are a lot of reasons why we're talking about this today. One of them is that I don't know what I'm making for dinner yet today either.
People, you're a little slow with the suggestions here. Can you just step it up? We need some ideas.
The second one is that it's so hard to make something that pleases everyone. And you kind of touched on that. And that was going to be one of my questions for you is what meal can you make? Well, you did answer it's pizza. What meal can you make that pleases everyone in your family? And believe it or not, pizza is not even that in our house because there's one child who doesn't like our homemade pizza, which is crazy.
How? Christina's laughing at my word choice of picatarian.
I think I have a whole house full of picatarians. I like that. I think we need to keep using that more too.
It fits. Okay, you don't have to name names, but rhetorically speaking, who doesn't like homemade pizza? Come on.
Some people don't like sauce. So there is sauce on pizza, right? So if this person goes to a restaurant, they will get something that doesn't have the sauce built in. Excuse me, I have spring allergies.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
You mean like white pizza or?
Yes, but then it might have too much garlic on it. So that might be risky too.
Wow. Okay. That person should just get the meatballs probably.
So.
Oh wait, that has sauce. Never mind.
There's also issues about meatballs because some people like the turkey meatballs from Trader Joe's, and some people like the much better, more delicious traditional meatballs from the Italian grocery store.
Really? Who likes those? I wonder.
I don't know who likes those. But I guess the big question here is like, how do you handle it when people have all these different picatarian things? And sometimes it's dietary. Like I can't eat a lot of dairy anymore. It doesn't agree with me. And my husband can't eat onions and garlic much anymore, which causes a problem. So do we just give up? It's supposed to be you serve one meal, people eat it or they don't. Or do we just give up on that and let our kids fend for themselves, or our husbands, spouses, partners fend for themselves, because they're all big people now? Because we're talking about mostly older people, right? We have teenagers.
Yeah, they're capable. They can forage, but sometimes you like the conviviality of everybody enjoying one dish. And I will tell you, it's the rare thing when I make something that everybody likes, but I'll also tell you, they only like it once. I make it once, and everybody's like, wow, this is great. This is delicious. And I'll say, should I make it again? Yeah, I would eat this again. So I make it the second time and they're like, it's nothing, neutral. I get no comments. I make it a third time and they're like, oh, do we have to eat this again? I don't know. It's like, it could be the most delicious thing, but they just don't want to have it ever again.
And there can be complaints about just the repetition. Like we're starting to have this dish a lot.
Yes.
And because with the rotisserie chicken is a pretty good hit in our house because everyone does eat chicken. Some people eat more than others.
Mm-hmm.
It works out because some people like dark meat and some people like light. So it's kind of perfect. We get a baguette. We have some salad and spinach and stuff.
What time should I be over?
Maybe I should do that tonight, except that we just did rotisserie chicken last week.
We have to have this again.
But my new tradition had been to use the leftover meat from the rotisserie chicken to make enchiladas.
I was just going to suggest that very thing. You're aware.
Which only 2 or 3 of us will eat, as long as the sauce is not on it and it's on the side.
Oh my gosh, this is like when Harry met Sally, for heaven's sake.
And then I was informed by one of the parties who does like it, who is an adult. We're kind of having enchiladas a lot. I don't think I want that every time we have rotisserie chicken, which is once every 3 weeks, maybe.
Right.
So anyway, I don't know what our solutions are here. But
I think, some of those solutions are FYO, fix your own. We sometimes have FYO night. And I like to give people a little heads up on that. Like I'll say, send a little text to the family chat saying, FYI, tonight is FYO. Because we don't have a plan, so you're all on your own. And at least they have time to plan.
All right.
That usually means they go get takeout. Let's
shift gears here a little bit.
Okay.
Let's do the famous Trader Joe's shopping trip.
Oh, I love Trader Joe's. Okay.
So let's talk. Oh, wait. We have to, before we go on, chicken pot pie. That sounds delicious.
Yeah, that's way above my pay grade. But if you're making it, Nivi, I'm coming to dinner.
If you can post a recipe too, because I would eat that for sure. Here's what I think too. I'm so tired of cooking for people who don't want to eat what I cook that when somebody cooks for me, I'm like, it almost doesn't matter what they've made.
Totally not.
Because this is delicious because you made it and I didn't.
Right. That goes double for salads and sandwiches. Anybody else makes me a salad, it's the best thing I ever had. Same with sandwiches. If I make it super boring, you made it, best thing ever. I don't know why. It's like some secret sauce that gets involved. Okay,
definitely.
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's. So we don't know if everybody here has a Trader Joe's in their area, but even if you don't and you make a trip, tell us what are your must purchases. Take us through, Jen. Tell us some of the things we shouldn't miss.
Okay, I do have some favorites, and one of them you could consider for your family is. Trader Joe's makes a meatless meatball that my kids love. And I have to say, they're pretty dang good. Like, I defy you to really know the difference. I mean, you might know it's not, but it's close enough, especially if you're making a meatball hoagie out of it.
Ooh, that sounds good too.
They're really
easy. That's a good idea.
They're in the freezer section, like many things at Trader Joe's that we like. A couple other things I like at Trader Joe's. The macaroni and cheese is always a dead bang winner. Everybody likes that.
Now, is that a frozen dish?
Yes, that's frozen. And also, They have good chicken pot pies. They have one that's a puff pastry that's in the refrigerated section.
Yes.
And one that's in the freezer section that's more the pie crust. So they have both kinds.
And then I should point out that Nivi's recipe is on Pillsbury.com. So if you're watching this later on YouTube and you can't see our comments on Facebook, I'm sure if you Google classic chicken pot pie, you will find Nivi's recipe.
And the good news about that is I suspect that since it's on the Pillsbury website, I don't have to make my own crust. I can make the Pillsbury crust. I'm going way out on a limb on that one, but that I can do. I used to think it was so wonderful when I was a kid, and we would have the night where we would wrap the hot dogs with the Pillsbury crescent rolls and bake them in the oven. It's like little slice of heaven right here on earth. The best.
Yes.
Nivi says precisely, I'm all about shortcuts.
Oh, we totally are. That's why we're talking about frozen food right here.
Exactly. All right, Sharon, I want to know what's going in your cart at Trader Joe's because
okay,
good ideas from each other.
Well, unfortunately, it's not usually the whole meal, but we definitely have some things that we do like to get there. And sometimes it's better for lunches too. Like if I buy a big bag of the chicken tenders, they make a good chicken tender. Then I don't hear as many complaints like there's nothing to eat for lunch because people do get tired of sandwiches.
Yeah, they do have good chicken tenders. I endorse that. Mm-hmm.
And let's see what else. So the pizzas, like they have these little mini pizzas that are good for lunches too. That they're called like Bambino pizzas, which is like baby, right? So they're baby pizzas. So you don't have to make like the giant pizza. You can just take 1 out or 2 out or whatever is the right amount. Let's see. I like, this is one that not everyone in the family will eat, but we'll make gyros from Trader Joe's. And you could.
I think they're pronounced gyros, but so, yes. Continue.
But they have the naan bread in the bread section, and then the gyro meat is in like where the cheeses are, and there's like they have those salami and provolone trays and things like that. The deli-ish section, right. And we just add some tzatziki sauce, which they have too. I don't have to make it, and add some tomatoes and. My husband likes hummus on his. I think it's really delicious, but that's one of the things I've been warned not to overdo.
Oh, well, that's true with everything, apparently. I mean, you do. Like, we're a little bit guilty of the Taco Tuesday thing. I mean, if it's Tuesday, there's a really good chance that there's tacos on your plates at the pro household. But one of the reasons I like it is because that's easily amenable to what you want to do. So I'm a fan of the build your own.
It's true.
You get the ingredients and you let them make to what degree. This works with pasta bar too. We'll have pasta bar night.
Yes,
I make pasta, and then you put out the different types of sauces, or no sauce if you don't want sauce.
Or the meatballs separately.
Meatballs are always separate in our house. Yes. So that's a given.
Or the tofu balls if you're eating the vegetarian ones.
Exactly. So. I don't even know what's in those things. Whatever it is, I have to say they're pretty good. Yes, build your own is a good approach for the Picatarians in your life.
Well, I think we should probably say goodbye. I do need to go to the grocery store, so
yeah, you better get busy. Hey, if you see, some Marsala chicken in the prepared food section, that was mine.
I do need an idea. I'm thinking that we're gonna do chicken shawarma, which is like a lemony curry cumin chicken.
Good. All right. Well,
maybe I'll post a link for that because it's pretty easy.
Okay. I like it. It sounds good. Hey, one quick thing before we go. Do you ever find that you have to name it something different because somebody in your life thinks it sounds too scary that if you call it that thing, so you have to call it something else to trick them?
That's brilliant. I will start. Give me an example.
Well, I was just thinking, for example, if I said we were having chicken shawarma, that there's somebody in my life who is an adult who might be like, I don't think I like that. But if I called it like chicken delicious, that person would probably eat it in a heartbeat and ask no questions. So sometimes it's about the packaging. Right?
I like that. I'm going to have to think on that.
Mm-hmm. We have to be a little creative. So anyway, send us your creative, helpful tips, recipes, complaints, compliments.
Tell us about your teenagers who eat everything, who cook for the whole family,
Yeah.
We'll just be jealous and you give us your tips on how you made that happen.
Exactly. So now I'm hungry. I'm going to go see what I have for lunch in my fridge, even though it's not even 11 o'clock this morning, but never too soon to start thinking about lunch. And tell us if you have anything on your mind that you want to talk about next week. We'll be back here at 10:30 Eastern every Wednesday.
Oh, and I know we said we were saying goodbye. Don't forget Julie Lithcott-Hames is going to be on your teens, with your teen tomorrow. There's a Zoom link for that. She's going to be talking to like 8 young adults, I think, about her new book. She's she's a former dean at Stanford and the author of How to Raise an Adult. And she has a new book for young adults
called Your Turn.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
Your turn to make dinner.
Yes.
I hope that's what she means by that. I'm definitely going to that to find out. I think this is something that is appropriate for parents and for young people to watch, because they're going to talk about, she's going to talk with them about like how to live your best life and what kind of things you can do, you young adult, but it probably also has some really good tips for parents on how to do that thing we always talk about, which is launching them successfully. So
we'll drop a link for that and the chicken shawarma.
Yes.
All right.
Chicken delicious. Remember.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Have a good week.